Suprabhatam, Suswagatam. From Kama to Prema, Prema to Bhakti, Bhakti to Saguna Sakshatkara, Saguna Sakshatkara to Nirguna Sakshatkara, from Nirguna Sakshatkara staying in that Parabha. Then the higher dimensions of Bhakti Yoga, to reach and higher stages of Bhakti, going from Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. And as Master Bhakti Yogi, you leave your body and merge with the totality, that is the moksha. It's the whole spectrum that we have started seeing. So, the dimension of Bhakti is the science as to how we gain control and mastery over the emotions. If Raja Yoga uses the willpower to rise to the highest heights of perfection, Jnana Yoga uses our intellect, power of analysis to reach the highest. Where Karma Yoga converts very action into a yoga. So Swami Vivekananda codified all streams of yoga into these four major things: willpower, intellect, emotions, and action. Therefore, it is the most comprehensive thing that Swami Vivekananda brought forth to the world at large. Great contribution he had. So in Bhakti, therefore we have to understand that it is to gain mastery over our emotions. Unfortunately, in our entire education system, this is the big missing link. When people encounter different challenging situations, they don't know what to do. They get lost, they get depressed, they commit suicide. Depression has become such a big challenge. In a multi-ethnic society like Australia, such a wonderful country, people have started becoming depressed. Teenagers, 35% of the people. We had a big center in Melbourne, which started way back in 85, and we started working there. Everywhere we found people who were coming to our center were all depressed. Then we made a survey as to how many people are suffering. 35%. Therefore people started writing, and the federal government of Australia started, yes, we have to solve this problem. So they had a big project. The name of the project was Beyond Blue. And they allotted a huge amount of money. And where they are going to establish, it's in Melbourne. And they gave a huge building which was available. And who should be the director? Best psychiatrist of Australia. From Sydney University. He was a big professor, head of the Department of Psychiatry. He was brought and made the director. And a huge function was made. Thousands of people came. And the Prime Minister was there. And that day, they announced, yes, we are going to solve the problem of depression. He told, we have the best of the director of the world, and he's going to solve the problem. They have allotted $100 million to start with. And he told, director, you don't worry about money. If you want more, I will give you more. Any amount of money you want. But you have to solve this problem. In 10 years, from 35%, you should bring it down to 2%, if not 0%. Okay? Everybody was very enthusiastic. So much money given, so much of things are done, we'll do that, they said. And recently I was there, 3 years back, and 14 years had passed. I went to the director and asked, sir, how is the situation? More than 10 years over? No. From 35% it has only gone up to 36%. Why? The secret is not known in modern psychiatry. And the whole psychiatry is based on the dimension of psychoanalysis developed by Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud was a great psychiatrist. And he used to have a large number of patients every day. Hundreds of patients used to come, used to look at. So he wanted to find out what is the reason why people are getting hysterical, why they are becoming neurotic, why they are becoming schizophrenic, why they are getting depressed. He wanted to find out. A very brilliant researcher. He found in all these people there was one thing that is common. That is suppression. Therefore he said, if you want to solve the problem, you should not suppress your emotion. He was right. But what is the solution he gave? Give free vent to the emotions. That's where he went wrong. Therefore, America took over. And everywhere, freedom became the watchword. And don't suppress emotions, give free vent. If you become angry, shout it. And if you want to hit somebody, you want to hit the wall. And all types of these things started coming. The whole essence of psychoanalysis is to bring out the emotions and remove that. What happened is spread everywhere very fast, like wildfire. In America, being the free country, everybody said we are the free bird, we can do anything. Students started taking up youngsters. They said we don't have to care for anybody. Why should we care for our father, our mother, our brother, our sisters, wife and husband? We all are free bird, we can do whatever we want. We don't have to care for the parents. We don't have to care for the faculty. We don't care for the teachers. We don't have to care for anybody. We are free birds. Why? Very good. Nothing wrong with that. But what happened? No. Freedom turned itself into what we call license. No. They started becoming slaves to their senses. And alcohol started increasing, smoking started increasing, and gradually terrorism started shaping up. And now the biggest problem is addiction. Addiction has started rampantly growing. When I was telling our friends in Los Angeles, and they said, why talk about Australia? 35%. In our country we have 56%. They said. Competition, big competition. Who has more depression? Why? Freedom element turned into license. We had 2 years back a big international conference in Harvard University. The topic was role of yoga and Ayurveda in dealing with opioid addiction. Opioid is a group of drugs, morphine group of drugs, very powerful. Normally it is used for killing of pain when people have intense cancer pain. Normal sedation does not work in cancer. So you have to use this very strong drugs. And then people started using it to get a kick. What is the result? 3 times they take the drug, they become addicts. So people came and showed their research, there was no success at all. Just like no success for depression, no success for addiction, suffering. And the governor came, mayor came to Harvard University conference. They were all literally having tears in their eyes. No solution, no solution. And the government of the United States, they have got a big health thing called National Institute of Health. They said they are going to give $2 billion for this research. Go ahead and do the research and solve this problem. All people had come, we got so much of money and no solution, no solution. Come, look at our New Hampshire state. Just next to that there was a state called New Hampshire. They took us there. Everywhere 35%, 40% people were all addicts. What is the result? They have put up a number of rehabilitation centers. Almost 76 rehabilitation, a small town. And they are spending millions of dollars. People come there, they are being treated, rehabilitated, and they are prevented from taking drugs and deal with all the secondary effects they are dealing, and no solution. After about 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, they get a little better. They say, okay, now we are better, go. And when they come to the society, in a few days again they take the drug, they become addicts. That's the situation. Why? Why this has happened? Because they don't know the secret. The secret of dealing with that emotional dimension. This is where Bhakti Yoga comes into picture. So what is the solution? The challenge is now, if you suppress, you will have a number of problems. You give free will, again you have problems. What is the solution? They don't know. In modern psychiatry, in the entire medical world, they don't have solution. It's only here in the Bhakti Yoga, Krishna Bhagavan gives us the solution. The Bhagavad Gita is most scientific, very in-depth knowledge based. And what it says, you should not suppress emotion. Then what to do? You should sublimate the emotions. What is the difference between sublimation and suppression? Sublimation is prema bhava. And what is that sublimation? It will slow down. I give a simple example of a driver. He is a new driver, very random driver, very haphazard driver. He is going very fast and overtaking all other cars. He is going very fast. 80, 100, 120 was going. Then he sees a red light there. Then he says, okay, by the time I go there, the red is going to turn green. So So he's not reducing the speed. He's going very, very near. And still only another 10, 15 feet are left, still ready there. There is a police inspector ready to catch him. What he does, jumps the brake. The whole car comes to a grinding halt. Everybody is shaken up. What a reckless driver he is. Then what happens to the master driver? What does he do? He is also going 120. Then he sees the red, he starts decelerating. 120, 80, 50, 20, 10, comes to a smooth halt in the red. People do not know how he came to smooth halt. This is the difference between a novice driver, a reckless driver, a half-hour driver, and a master driver. So first is suppression, second is sublimation. In suppression, you are generating all the energy of the emotion. You block it. That will become a boomerang. So what is to be done? The energy that you are producing should itself be reduced. When you decelerate the car, what is happening? The energy that you are producing, the gas that you are giving, that is the petrol or the diesel that you are supplying, you are reducing. Therefore, the energy that you are producing is getting reduced. This is what we should do. In emotion, you have to have a lot of energy inside. And you have to reduce time. So, this is the dimension. So, in karma, in the gross carnal desire, you have this lot of energy that is coming up. And you are getting lost. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. The 6 enemies we call. So, they are all violent emotions, negative emotions, wrong emotions. And then a tremendous amount of energy which goes uncontrolled. What is to be done? Krishna says, go to Prayo Bhava. Move to the Daivi Sampad. From Asuri Sampad, come to Daivi Sampad. How to do that? Yesterday I told you. Move from the Kama to Prema by the equation. Yaga, giving, 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 giving. You know? So the process of giving is the one that brings about the changes in us. Unfortunately, in Kama, you want everything for yourself, everything for yourself. You're very selfish and petty-minded. And I want to amass my wealth, I want to become a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire. And I want to become the minister, the MP, and the minister, the chief minister, the prime minister, and the president, and want to the emperor of the whole world. That is a karma, becoming a greed. And that tremendous amount of energy is generated. So what is to be done? Calm down, calm down. From selfishness towards selflessness. That's the dimension that comes. So what is the idea that has been given? Yes, you must become very rich. You develop the wealth. For what? To help others, to serve others, to give more and more to others. Tyagaya samritarthana. In Raghuvamsha, the kings were made to become very wealthy. The whole country, the whole state should be very, very wealthy. But what is to be done? All the poor people should be taken care of. All the people who need should be taken care of. And everybody will start developing themselves. Tyagaya. Tyaga is happening. Everybody should give and give and give. And second thing, they must take less and less for themselves. Dana. Daya, compassion, love. Dana means giving and giving and giving, sharing. The third aspect is Dhamma. Dhamma in Sanskrit means Bahirindriya Nigraha Dhammaha. That the control over the senses. Take less and less for you. The senses want, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, more and more, more and more, more and more they want. Hey, no, wait, not so much, you know. Reduce, reduce, reduce. The quantity reduce, the variety reduce, and start controlling over things. This is our role model, idea. So what is the role model of the Kama or the Asuri Sampad? It's become very rich. You know? And in America, everywhere the TV shows, what is the role model of the person? When I was there, seeing, there was a show in which they were showing a big pharmacist. You know, he was not that very rich. Through his pharmacy, selling drugs in a big way and then scaling up everywhere, he became a big billionaire. And how is his house? Huge house. He got about 100 acres land. In America, very easy to get land. He had 100 acres land. And he has built a huge house, 3 floors, having about 40 rooms. And he was showing how is his bathroom, and toilet, a huge toilet. And that bathroom, huge bathroom. And there, one huge place where they have got chappals and shoes. How many? 365. One per every day, no? And what about all the clothes? Ladies, one complete big hall. All 365 varieties of things. And husband, this. How many people stay? Husband, wife, and son. Son had this. So 3 big halls for all these things. This is the role model. What is the role model? We had Chanakya. And he went on reducing his was. Chanakya was the kingmaker. He made Chandragupta the king, vanquishing Nanda over the Adharmis. Then he wanted to get one good minister. He was searching for who is a good minister, how to bring them, he was saying. Then he knew that this Amartya Rakshasa, who was the mantri, who was the minister for the Nandas, very intelligent, very good, very selfless, and very dedicated, very committed, very efficient. He said, this is the right man. Unfortunately, the king drove him to wrong ways. Therefore, he had to do that. He had no choice. In our country also, very good people are there. Very good bureaucrats are there. But depends on the ministers. If the minister orders, so whenever you take the money, you have to give 50% of the money. All corruption was systematized. Similarly, Nanda was doing that. He was passing wealth and doing command, cut others, beat others, terrorize others, becoming like this. But he had no choice because if the minister he has to follow what the king said. Now, therefore, he thought I should bring him as the minister. So he started sending the feelers. He was in the prison. After he won over Nanda, all the important people were behind bars. So he was in the prison. And what? He went on asking, okay, now he is making him as the minister. So everybody started going, and please accept. But he was very shrewd, very intelligent. He knew this Chanakya is a very shrewd person. He has his own axe to grind. He may tell something outside, inside he has something else. He wanted that he should crush me. Therefore he was not accepting. He could see all the negatives and the positive things. He was seeing only the negative things of Chanakya. He had not seen the Daivi Sampat of Chanakya. Therefore he said, no, I don't accept. Weeks passed, months rolled. Almost 7 months behind the bars. Then Chanakya said, I myself has to treat him properly. He told the people, okay, today you release him from the prison and bring it to me. I will talk to him. Then the guards of the prison told, okay, now from today you are released from the prison and now we are going to take you to the Chanakya. Then he said, okay, last day has come, I will be guillotined, I will be finished. Because Chanakya is very sure, they are trying to do that, now he is going to cut me down, you are thinking. So he started coming and then the big palace which is there, they are taking him by the side, taking beyond the palace, going further from the palace. And he asked, why you are taking me? Yeah, we are taking you to Chanakya. Chanakya? Palace, further, wait. So he takes them all the way out at the outskirts of the city. Then he was sure that he is being taken to a forest and he will be cut. That was what he was thinking. When he went there, what did he see? Chanakya was there. What's his dwelling? A dilapidated hut. What was he doing? Sitting and meditating. What was his clothes? One cloth. And he was in deep samadhi, sitting there, doing that. And when Amartya came, saw a person who is a kingmaker, he could be rolling in all wealth. He would have the best place in palace. But what he had chosen? Voluntary poverty. Just a hutment with least clothes and hardly anybody to give him food and other things. His mind completely got transformed. Amartya went down. Chanakya, I totally surrender to you. Whatever you tell is what I want to do. Chanakya said, I want you to be the minister. I know your efficiency, dedication, and sharpness, and the brilliance and the shrewdness. You are the right person to be the minister of my young Chandragupta. Once you do that, my job is over. I am going to go to the forest and I continue my sadhana. This is the difference. Chanakya is the role model. Whereas in the Kama, in the Aswini Sampat, role model is the pharmacist, which I told. So we have to move from here to here gradually. And see that we take less and less. This is called the Dhamma. Control over the external sense. Less and less for me. Jivane yavat adanam syat pradhanam tatodikam. Whatever we receive from the society, we should give more and more to the society. Gradually reduce your wants and see that you give more and more to the society. This is the role model that has been. That's the dimension of Prema Bhava. Dana, Daya, Dhamma are the three components of the Daivi Sampad. Dana is sharing, Daya is showing love and compassion to everybody, loving everybody, and the dimension of Dhamma, less and less. If you are moving in that, then we are the path of Bhakti, more and more. Therefore, just going to the temple and doing the puja and worship and giving is not enough. We have to bring that a change in our lifestyle. So you must have this dimension, role model. Then comes the Bhakti, which I was telling you. I hope all of you chose your Ishtadevata. Praise. All of you have chosen Ishtadevata. Those who have chosen, otherwise you choose just now, whomever you want. Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati, Mahadurga, Mahakali, or Hanuman, Rama, Krishna, Christ, anybody, your role model, your professor, your faculty, your Nobel laureate, whomever you feel is your role model. You take that one. Choose that. That's the first thing. Then you have to surrender. Why we have to bring surrender in Bhakti? Bhakti is method. Look at the equation. Prema plus surrender. Giving and giving alone is not enough. It can raise your ego. Therefore, you have to subside the ego. This is the important thing. When this building was built in 1991, Mangala Mandir, so we are seeking the donation from different people. So in Kenya, we had one of our friends. He said, okay, how much is the budget? How much I have to give? At the time, he said, it's about 50 lakhs to do that. Okay, I will give you 60 lakhs so that you should be able to complete. But one condition. They thought, okay, sir, whatever name you want, we will put you there. Your name, your father's name, whatever you want. We have given for other building. Your other friends have given one room. You give, the name has to be put there. And she said, my name, my father's name, my wife's name, my children's name. Everything should come up every time. But what he said, we were hoping that he will also have a big list. Nowhere my name should come up. If at all you want to put this thing, so Durgama is my Ishtadevata, put it as Mangala Mandir. Mangala Mandir Devi. That's all. And he gives 60 lakhs. This is the difference between the sharing and sharing with no ego. That's the dimension. Therefore, ego has to be reduced. And that is the dimension of Bhakti. Then the expansion takes place. Why we have to reduce the ego? Ego is constriction. Yoga is smallness, pettiness, selfishness. Ego, Ahankara. Ahankara is the root cause for all the unnecessary sampad. So, in which you become smaller, petty. Myself, alone, myself. Whereas, in ego, destruction, you are going to expand. I want to give it to my family, entire family I will take care. Then I will take care of my entire village, entire town, entire city, entire country. I want to contribute more and more to the whole of the universal good. Expand and expand, expand. That is the dimension that is needed in the Bhakti. In Bhakti, everywhere it should expand. And the result of that Bhakti continued for a long time, and your entire life, your mind, intellect, emotions, and your entire life is going to be devoted to that. Then you get the God Sakshatkara. That is the Sabana Sakti, Sabana Sakshatkara. This is how we have to build. So this is the whole dimension of Bhakti. This has to be brought into practice. How to bring this knowledge base into our day-to-day activities and to meet the challenges here. In Arogyadhamma, we have a number of different patients. We are thinking how to bring this dimension, So Dr. Nagaratna brought up this entire research. How to use this knowledge to deal with their ailments. We had one very old couple who came there to our Arogyadhamma, husband and wife. Husband was 68 years old, wife was 61 years old. And the wife had very fat, and she had arthritis, and her BP also increased, insomnia. She was not sleeping for very months. Husband, his problem was arthritis and high blood pressure, high sugar, diabetes, insomnia. And when they came here, normally Dr. Nagaratna gives the counsel, looking at the cases. So the mother, she went on telling, see, all my problems, you know why? My husband is so bad, he does this, he does that, on pouring venom about the husband for almost half an hour. Then came the role of husband, father. You know, doctor, all my problems. It's so bad, that is thinking. So, Dr. told, okay, sit here. He gave one sheet of paper to both them, gave the pen. So, husband, she told, write down all the negative qualities about this. Don't write stories, only point. You know, that she becomes angry, she doesn't give you food, whatever you want, you write all these things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Also write what are all her good qualities. Right. Same thing she told for the wife also. You write down all the bad qualities of the husband and good qualities of this thing. I'll give you only half an hour. Don't write very detailed stories. I just want only the point, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. And after half an hour, she started seeing. Husband had written 14 bad qualities of the wife. How many good qualities? 12 good qualities. Then wife, 7 bad qualities of the husband. 12 good qualities of the husband. So both of you have written so many good qualities, but did you ever talk even one word about the good qualities? Wife, you did not, brother, you did not talk one good quality of the husband. You did not one good quality of the wife. So from today you make a resolve that you will never talk anything negative about your husband. Husband, you will never talk anything about the wife, about the negative quality. Number 1. Second is, to mother, you have to recognize the good qualities which you have written, 12 qualities. And recognize that and appreciate that and see that. Daivi sampati you develop. But the husband also told, wife, all good qualities you start thinking. Give me the promise. Everybody gave the promise. Both of you. Next morning, they came and said, Doctor, I am so happy. First time, wife came and told, mother came and told, after 5 years I had a wonderful sleep. Husband came and told, Doctor, such a wonderful sleep I had. After 7 years I got such a good sleep. I was taking even sleeping pill, I never got a good sleep. Simple thing. This is application. So what you have to do, develop your good qualities. All things are going to come up. And this is expression of the divinity in human being. So I must develop this good quality. That is the dimension of the bhakti. How to bring it into action is very important. Yoga is not only theory or understanding. Understanding is very important. But how to bring it to your practice is most important. Many times we hear and it will come here and it will go from here. But sometimes it comes here and gets reflected here. Goes away. So what should happen? It should go inside, it should get absorbed, and you should bring it into your life. That's the dimension. So let us contemplate on these thoughts. Sit straight, the eyes closed. Relax all parts of the body. Beautiful smile on the face. Take a deep breath and slowly breathe out. Scan your lives. How much of Asuri Sampat, how much of Daivi Sampat each one of us have. Make a resolve. I will develop my Daivi Sampat and reduce my Asuri Sampat. Write the diary. What good things you did. Day. What did you give? Sharing. I'm so happy many of you during this Navaratri are doing upvas or only fruits or only liquids you are taking. Very, very good. This is the Dhamma aspect of it. The festivals give us the opportunity. Very good. That's the aspect of Dhamma, control over the senses. Write down that also. And you have chosen your Ishta Devata. So start doing the japa. Maybe for these 9 days you can choose Durga Ma, Kali Ma, or Saraswati or Lakshmi, if it is Devata. Continuously do the japa. So in the evening when we have the Durga Saptati, you must participate in that and then do the japa Durga Ma. Now we are going to have a beautiful Homa, Chandi Homa, worshipping the Divine Mother, invoking the divinity in all of us. Participate fully into that. And we have wonderful Homa being performed now after a big fast. Please come there to Santosha Hall and enjoy Chandi Homa in the professional way. The best professionals of Karnataka we have brought. So let us embellish ourselves, develop our divinity, develop our Daivi Sampada continuously. Come to Namaskar Mudra.